going on, everybody? Just a quick little video for Jayber. I've had a couple people ask me for this particular character since he does fall into the realm of support. There are a couple of different ways to build him. However, at the time of this recording, his power does not scale. Well, let me say this. His turrets are currently bugged. The reason for that is due to the fact that they are not getting the power scaling from the reactor that you have on him. However, you can still do some decent damage with the character. Do most of the content. Bossing is going to be a little bit tougher for him since you are missing that, but you can also spec into the double healing turret to maintain the taunt on the boss. The boss has, from when I've tested it, it has focused the turrets. As long as you have them enhanced, then you're good to go. Now, this current version of Jayber that I'm currently using is the one I use to do dungeon runs and things like that with. Let me take that out because that does not belong there. It is this version right here, Attacking Compulsion. When I've used my turrets, I can give you a rough estimate. The turrets probably have hit for about 60k per tick. When they are enhanced, they do a ridiculous amount of damage. When I'm hitting the bosses and things like that, it's just managing the turret cycle, essentially. So you would put down both turrets, then take out your gun, hit both turrets to enhance them, and then you would destroy both turrets to get the enhanced versions out and just rinse and repeat. It's that simple for this particular build. Now, his turrets do scale off of pretty much every mod that you have in here except for cooldown that you can see in here. So you want to build some defense on them. You want to build some HP on them, and the skill power, everything like that. They get a percentage of everything that you have on. You do want to maximize the range of the turrets as well, so that way the turrets can target whoever's in the circle and destroy them pretty easily. Like I said, at the moment of this recording, he's still bugged for the turrets getting the skill power modifier, but I haven't had any issues running hard mode dungeons. Bossing, like I said, is a totally different beast. Hold on. Sorry, let me go back in here. So this is what I'm currently doing for his loadout for the attack version. Like I said, the attack version, medical version is pretty much the same thing because they both scale the same way. You can, if you wanted to go full send for Jayber, you can put in another mod here, which is the Battle of Stamina, which gives you more HP, which makes your turrets a lot tankier and also gives them a longer duration. This last slot is kind of a flex slot because, once again, in my videos, I don't like to put every single forma in here. I like to leave open slots for you to change and configure how you guys want to do it. So that's where I'm at right now. So like I said, if you wanted to put some more HP, you forma him again, slot a HP mod right there. So you could like not forma kata, this spear and shield, put in Battle of Stamina here, and then you're good to go. Now, like I said, the medical version is pretty much the same thing for Jayber, and I'll bring this back up so you guys can see it. Same numbers across the board as far as the HP, defense, everything like that. The health recovery is, I'm assuming, is going to be based off of the player's maxed HP and not Jayber's. The wording is kind of a little wonky, as we've seen for some other descendants as well. Now, as far as another version, the turret engineering is really good as far as having a lot more uptime. However, you do lose the amplified turrets, which personally, I like the amplified turrets because they do more damage and have, more healing and things of that nature. You could do the turret engineering as well. I haven't really seen a use for the purge code due to the fact that it creates an AoE, but if you're taking this into a boss fight, the boss is going to walk out of it. Therefore, you're just like, well, okay. Same thing with a lot of the mobs that you're going to fight. They walk out of that AoE range. Now, it could be used for choke points if you really wanted to put it there. Like if you know there's going to be mobs coming around the corner, you put the turret down, blow it up, AoE, they walk into it and die. But I think the two that you're going to be mostly using is going to be the attack and the medical. Like I said, you can do the turret engineering. It's dealer's choice with him. But until they get that portion with a skill power modifier fixed, he's kind of in a weird spot right now. You can also do the my favorite mod, which is the Passionate Sponsor. However, they have to stand in the ring in order for you personally to receive the benefit of the healing that you're giving them. So it's kind of one of those like weird situations. If you put the medical turret down, they step in it, you'll get that one stack, but they have to stay in it for you to keep continuously building your stacks. Whereas another character like Eugen, you just throw out your heal and you're continuously getting the stacks. Jayber's healing is kind of like it sits there. So you have to be smart with using Jayber as far as placement of his turrets for heals and things like that. Now, after covering all his mods, let's go ahead and look at his reactors. Like I said, for me, I'm doing the attack version for the dungeon runs and things like that. And of course, I'm using Python, which is probably his best in slot. I mean, there's another gun that you can use as well, and we'll go over that. You still have to farm a reactor for it. The reactor I currently have is skill effect range and dimension power boost because you're just focusing on the turrets. That's it. You're going for the turrets and leave it at that. I'm currently using a Slayer build because it's going to give you more power on the turrets, even though it's not really working at the moment, forgive me. But you do get more rounds for your Python. Now, the other gun that you could potentially use that I was looking at, I haven't built yet, is going to be the new gun that came from Glutton, which is going to be this Peacemaker hand cannon. The reason for that is because when you use a dimension skill, which is basically his 2 turrets, so you're going to be stacking this really fast. So you can get to 4 within the first maybe 10 seconds of a fight, roughly, if you wanted to spam it. And I have to see if it ticks off of each time the turret fires. So this is still a work in progress for this specific gun, but this is another idea for you guys that are out there that like to, not be on the meta per se. So you get this gun, it's going to give you non-attribute skill power and then non-attribute skill power per stack. And it's going to be at max stacks of 5. So that's 30% and then another, what's that? 10%? Or am I reading this wrong? Let me just make sure I'm reading this right. So yeah, 30%. Why do they have this double stacked on here? So you get 2% per stack, so it's 10, and then non-attribute skill power. That's really weird wording. So I'll leave it at that. That one's a little bit confusing to understand, but this is just another option for a gun. You get it from farming Glutton. If you're constantly farming him, you probably already have this maxed out for him, and you could use this gun on instead of the Python. Just another option for you guys. That's pretty much it for him. I mean, you could do Enduring Legacy if you wanted to, but it's not going to be as good as the Python because the Python does give the non-attribute resistances, which are going to enhance your turret's damage. So that's the only reason. There's a lot of guns you can use in here, but that's probably going to be your best in slot. Now, as far as the other set of reactors, if you're going to go the healing route, what I would suggest is getting not the Ice Heart, it's the component set that drops from Frostwalker. That's going to be your best in slot for the support version of him. And then you can get another reactor according to whatever gun you want. Like you can do the Devotion if you want to do that. Or like I said, you can do the new gun that dropped with Gluttony. I still need to do some more. Well, I need to build the gun and do some more research with it. But I did see that it does proc of the Dimension, which is his turrets. Now, I think this is pretty much about it as far as this character. He's kind of, like I said, he's kind of in a weird spot right now because he's still bugged at the moment. They did do a patch to where you were able to deactivate the turret where it actually works, but I haven't experienced that issue, but I know there's some people that have. If you guys have any, questions, feedback, leave it in the comments. Like I said, I can't really go too in depth outside of what I just told you because he's still bugged currently. But that's going to be it for me. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out of here. Later, everybody.